Welcome back to Auto Insight. Today we're diving into a name that instantly sends chills down the spine of car enthusiasts around the world, the 2026 Shelby Cobra. A badge that represents raw American power, lightweight aggression, and one of the purest driving experiences ever created. The original Cobra was never about comfort or luxury. It was about stuffing a massive V8 into a tiny British roadster and creating something wild, unpredictable, and unforgettable. Now imagine that philosophy reborn for 2026, in a world filled with electrification, advanced safety systems, and digital driving experiences. The big question is simple: can a 2026 Shelby Cobra stay true to its rebellious DNA while adapting to modern expectations? If such a car were to arrive, it would need to carefully balance heritage and innovation. The original 1960s Cobra was brutally simple. No complex electronics. No driving modes, just engine, chassis, steering wheel, and courage. In 2026, however, regulations and technology demand a more sophisticated approach. That doesn't mean the spirit has to disappear. In fact, it could evolve. Visually, a 2026 Shelby Cobra would almost certainly retain its iconic proportions. Long hood, short rear deck, wide fenders, and that low-slung stance that looks fast even when parked. The oval front grille, aggressive side exhaust pipes, and muscular rear haunches would need to stay. Modern lighting would likely be integrated subtly, with slim LED headlamps designed to echo the original round units. The body could use lightweight materials such as carbon fiber and aluminum to preserve the Cobra's legendary power-to-weight ratio while meeting modern crash standards. Under the hood is where things become truly interesting. There are two possible directions. One would be a modern high-performance V8, perhaps a supercharged or naturally aspirated engine producing well over 500 horsepower. Shelby has always been associated with thunderous V8 power, and a modern interpretation could deliver brutal acceleration while using advanced engine management systems to meet emission standards. Imagine a 0 to 60 time under 4 seconds, with a soundtrack that shakes the pavement. The second possibility is even more radical: electrification. A hybrid Cobra could combine a roaring V8 with electric assistance for instant torque. Or perhaps a fully electric version could emerge, delivering explosive acceleration that even the original big block Cobras could not match. Electric motors would provide near-instant response, potentially pushing output beyond 700 horsepower. The challenge would be preserving the visceral, mechanical feel that defines the Cobra experience. Artificial sound enhancement alone wouldn't be enough. Engineers would need to focus on steering feedback, chassis balance, and driver engagement. A modern chassis would dramatically improve handling compared to the 1960s original. Independent suspension all around, adaptive dampers, advanced traction control systems that can be fully disabled, and high-performance braking systems with massive ventilated discs would transform the Cobra into something both ferocious and controllable. The original car had a reputation for being intimidating. A 2026 version could keep that edge while offering drivers more confidence at the limit. Inside the cabin, the transformation would likely be subtle but meaningful. The original Cobra interior was extremely minimal: simple gauges, thin seats, and exposed metal. A 2026 interpretation could preserve that analog-inspired layout while integrating modern necessities. A digital instrument cluster styled to look like classic round dials could blend heritage with technology. A small infotainment screen might be discreetly placed, supporting smartphone connectivity without overwhelming the design. Premium materials such as hand-stitched leather, brushed aluminum, and carbon fiber trim would elevate the experience while keeping the cockpit focused and driver-centric. Safety is another area where evolution is unavoidable. Modern crash structures, airbags, and stability systems would need to be integrated without compromising the car's lightweight philosophy. Advanced driver assistance systems might be available but optional, allowing purists to choose a more traditional experience. The beauty of a modern Cobra would lie in offering customization, from track-focused setups to slightly more refined road-going variants. From a market perspective, the 2026 Shelby Cobra would likely be positioned as a limited production halo car. This wouldn't be a mass-market sports car competing directly with mainstream performance models. Instead, It would target collectors, enthusiasts, and those who understand the historical significance of the Cobra name. Limited production numbers would increase exclusivity, and pricing would reflect its handcrafted nature and performance capabilities. One of the most exciting aspects of a modern Cobra would be its emotional impact. In an era where many performance cars are becoming quieter and more digital, a reborn Cobra could serve as a reminder of why driving matters. The feeling of wind in your face, the vibration of a powerful engine, the connection between throttle input and rear wheel response, these sensations define the Cobra legacy. Even if electrification plays a role, the emotional intensity would need to remain front and center. There's also the global perspective to consider. Shelby's legacy is deeply rooted in American motorsport history, particularly in endurance racing and muscle car culture. A 2026 Cobra could pay tribute to that racing heritage with track-ready variants, aerodynamic enhancements, and performance packages inspired by the legendary 427 models. Lightweight forged wheels, aggressive tire setups, and optional racing stripes would ensure the car looks as dramatic as it performs. Ultimately, the success of a 2026 Shelby Cobra would depend on authenticity. It cannot simply be a retro-styled sports car with a famous badge. It would need to embody the fearless experimentation that defined Carroll Shelby's original vision. The Cobra was born from boldness, the idea that you could take something small and light and give it overwhelming power. That spirit still resonates today. Whether powered by a modern V8, enhanced by hybrid technology, or reimagined as a high-performance EV, the 2026 Shelby Cobra has the potential to bridge past and future in a way few cars can. It could deliver brutal acceleration, refined handling, and unmistakable style while honoring one of the most iconic names in automotive history. In a world moving rapidly toward automation and electrification, a machine that prioritizes raw driver engagement would stand out more than ever. The Cobra has always been about drama, sound, and sensation. If it returns in 2026, it must amplify those qualities rather than dilute them. It must feel alive, because at the end of the day, the Shelby Cobra was never just a car. It was an attitude, a statement, and a symbol of what happens when ambition meets engineering courage. If the legend rises again, it won't just be a nostalgic revival. It will be a test of whether pure driving passion can survive and thrive in the modern era. And if any name has the heritage and power to make that happen, it's Shelby Cobra.